So we have some new updates for Christopher Nolan's next film, The Odyssey, as we've got some new set photos, filming details, and some interesting info on the Cyclops Polyphemus scene and how Nolan is going about shooting it. Of course, The Odyssey recounts the epic 10-year journey of Odysseus, king of Ithaca, as he travels home after the Trojan War, and Christopher Nolan is aiming to make this his first venture into fantasy. Based on everything being said about the story, cast and filming, we have to expect that this will be the largest film from the director to date. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing all of the new filming details and the Cyclops scene for Nolan's upcoming film, alongside my thoughts towards it. Before I get into it though, if you want to see more content on the director and his Odyssey film, then don't forget to support this upload by giving it a like rating and subscribing to the channel. But without further ado, let's dive into the filming details, set photos and more for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. So we have numerous updates for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and a lot of the new details that have been revealed are really exciting, considering that filming is set to begin very soon. Greek media reports that the filming codename for Christopher Nolan's upcoming film is known as Charlie's Tale, with scenes set to be shot in Greece. This choice of codename might be a tribute to Nolan's dog Charlie, much like the codename for Interstellar, which was inspired by his daughter and called Flora's Letter. Filming locations in Greece feature stunning sites such as Nestor's Cave, Voidokilia Beach, Almiralaka Beach, Methoni Castle, and Acrocorinth. The Greek Ministry of Culture has granted permission for filming, ensuring that strict preservation measures are in place. Production is set to kick off in Messenia on March 10th and will run through to March 25th. The project will engage approximately 350 workers, including both crew members and actors, along with a convoy of 100 to 150 vehicles. Casting for extras has already occurred in Kalamata, Methoni, and Pylos. Now, March isn't the exact start month of production though, as Nolan and his team will be starting filming in the UK, Morocco and Italy over the next week, as I talked about in my previous videos. But the interesting element about the filming around March the 10th is that new reports suggest that this will be for a very fascinating sequence. This includes the scenes featuring the Polyphemus Cyclops in Christopher Nolan's upcoming film The Odyssey, and are set to be shot at Nestor Cave and Voidokilia Beach in Greece from March 13th to March 20th. A 6x6 meter mechanical anthropomorphic puppet is planned to be constructed within Nestor's Cave. This installation will be temporary and fully reversible, utilising portable materials to ensure the site remains undamaged. To safeguard the cave, special measures such as geotextile and sand layers will be implemented, with preparations having started in February, which included cleaning and securing the entrance to the cave. In addition to this, other sequences for Nolan's movie are set to be shot at Methoni Castle in Greece on March the 11th. The filming will feature sites like the coastal fortress and the Church of the Transfiguration of the Saviour. Preparations for the shoot will occur from February 17th to March 9th, meaning Nolan will have a packed schedule as he hops between these various locations. But as we know, he is a very fast worker when it comes to actual production, and for instance, Oppenheimer was filmed over the course of 57 days. In addition to all this, certain scenes are set to be shot at Yasunburnu in the Perşembe district of Ordu, Turkey, while a night scene is scheduled for Almiralaka's beach in Greece on March 21st. A temporary village will be constructed on-site using eco-friendly materials, ensuring that all structures are safely installed and will be removed after filming, with the area restored to its original state. It's also mentioned that certified pyrotechnicians will manage special fire-controlled effects for the production here. So a lot of this info is for filming set to take place around March, and based on what has been detailed, it seems like it's going to involve a lot of practical effects, as expected for a Nolan feature. But when it comes to filming set to take place at the beginning of production in about a week's time, we also have some brief updates for that as well. A tourist visiting Ait Ben Haddou, Morocco, has confirmed that this stunning location will serve as the backdrop for Troy in Christopher Nolan's upcoming film, with filming scheduled to kick off in just a week. Recent set photos reveal that a miniature town square is currently under construction on site. On top of this, newer images from a user called Ace on the website Nolan Fans show that they have now constructed either a statue of the Trojan Horse or the Trojan Horse itself in the middle of that town square. Additionally, we have a fresh glimpse of the impressive city walls of Troy, which we did get photos of a few weeks ago. The walls now look to have been finished, and this falls in line with the current schedule to shoot there. Troy, an ancient city and archaeological treasure located in present-day Turkey, is renowned as the backdrop for the legendary Trojan War depicted in Homer's epic tales the Iliad and the Odyssey. According to legend, this city endured a decade-long siege before being captured by a Greek force commanded by King Agamemnon. The conflict ignited when Paris, the son of King Priam of Troy, abducted Helen, a queen from Sparta, as recounted in the Iliad. The Iliad concludes not with the fall of Troy, but rather with a temporary ceasefire, suggesting that the battles likely resumed afterwards. The Odyssey then unfolds in the aftermath of Troy's destruction, focusing on the Greek hero Odysseus and his quest to return home. This epic briefly alludes to the Greeks' cunning strategy of using the legendary Trojan Horse. They presented the Trojans with a massive wooden horse as a supposed tribute to the goddess Athena, hiding Greek soldiers inside it while the rest of the Greek forces pretended to depart from the city. The unsuspecting Trojans brought the horse into their city, allowing the hidden Greeks to emerge and launch a surprise attack. So it will be really interesting to see how Nolan fully imagines Troy on the big screen, and these new images have definitely started to give us a good idea of how the location will look on screen. So now that I've talked about all the latest details, what are my thoughts on the new info regarding the Odyssey, and specifically, what do I think about Nolan's approach to filming the Cyclops scene? Well, if you were to say to me that Nolan was actually filming a real Cyclops, at this point I would believe you, because the news that he is constructing a massive mechanical anthropomorphic puppet gets me really excited to see what this will look like on screen. We suppose that he is going to use VFX to enhance it, but I wouldn't put it past Nolan to capture most of this in camera in some way, shape or form. In the legendary poem, Odysseus finds himself ensnared in the cave of Polyphemus, witnessing the horrifying sight of 6 of his men being consumed by the monstrous giant. It will be fascinating to observe how Nolan portrays Odysseus's intense struggle for freedom and his showdown with the Cyclops. We've seen Nolan use miniatures and practical methods before that have been used to make something look a certain way in frame, like with the road tunnels in the Dark Knight films and the spacecrafts in Interstellar. In various interpretations of Greek mythology, Cyclops Polyphemus is portrayed as a colossal figure towering over humans, and his height is often estimated to be between 15 and 30 feet, depending on multiple depictions. So maybe he'll use his 6x6 meter puppet and scale that up using effects and camera techniques for the film. And whoever plays the Cyclops, I think Nolan will use effects to combine the actor's features with the practical puppet in the scene. That's the best way I can see him approaching it, but I'm sure that Nolan will look to do something bold and something we haven't seen before to make this look great on the big screen. Overall, it's details like this that make me really intrigued to see the film, and it's more signs pointing towards Nolan going the full-out fantasy route, but doing it his way. I think that's the key thing with Nolan's take, in that he's approaching the fantasy genre in full, but taking it on in a similar way to Peter Jackson, and doing so with even more practical effects. This could result in something groundbreaking for large-scale films today, and when we think about all the other potential creature battles and visual marvels of the Odyssey story, Nolan could be upping the bar in many different scenes. Hopefully, we'll get some additional filming info on some of the other creature battles in the months ahead, and after filming begins in just over a week, we'll start to see Nolan and his crew at work. But that was my video discussing the new filming details and the Cyclops scene for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. It's an exciting time for us fans of Nolan, and hopefully we'll see some actual footage from the film and images from production very soon. But let me know down below in the comments section what you think towards the updates for Nolan's next film, alongside your predictions for what his take on the material might entail. For much more content on Christopher Nolan and his future projects, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.